All right, we are live. And my audio's working this time. All right. Pull up, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Let's make an announcement to Discord real quick, letting them know what's going on. We have an official live stream. I don't always do these, so trying to do them a bit more, get more connected with my people and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Let me see if anybody joined up in here yet. No, I just waiting for some people to come inside. All right, bet. Yo, what's good? What's poppin', my boy or my girl? Yeah, I'm saying you don't got a picture, so I don't know your gender or whatnot. Yeah, we waiting for some more people to come inside. I'm about to make an announcement on my Discord real quick, telling people to pull up. For sure. For sure, for sure. Yo, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? We live. Let me know how y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? What y'all focused on when it comes to y'all journey and stuff like that. You know. And if you have any questions, let me know. And we'll answer them for sure. About to make an announcement to Discord real quick. Yeah, feel me. And yeah, self-love is fuck. Really important. Self-love is super important, especially on this journey and with how things are online. A lot of people will make you feel bad just for being human. Funny enough, today's video on YouTube is going to be about how purity culture has ruined spirituality because it's definitely done that for sure. Yo, what's poppin'? What's poppin', bro? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. You know, I've been trying to find the link on my phone this whole time. Cannot find the link on my phone. Then I realized I have a computer. Just do it on your PC. You know, gotta send this link out to the Discord. Yeah, for the ones that's just pulling up, let me know how you're doing, what you're focused on currently inside your journey, and if you have any questions that you want answered. I'll be live for about an hour or two, so this should be pretty dope. All right, finally, we inside Discord. Wow. All right, connections. Everyone. I'm currently live on YouTube. If anyone would like to pull up exclamation marks, copy. Bow. Yeah, send that. All right. We should have some more people joining inside of here soon. I didn't make like an announcement that I was gonna go live. So I kind of just popped up randomly. I just was like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. Want to talk to my people, see how they doing, see if they have any questions. You know what I'm saying? I can, I could answer, I could answer a couple of questions. I know a couple of things about spirituality. Yo, what's good? Yahoo on the game. What's good? You know what I'm saying? Got the Discord link popped right in. What's good, bro? Yeah, for those y'all just coming in, let me know. Um, yo, Jeannie, what's the word? Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's popping, y'all? Yeah. For all the ones that's coming inside right now, let me know how your spiritual journey is going, what you're focused on, and if you have any questions for your boy. I'm open to answering pretty much anything. Um, the only things I won't answer will likely be either just pointless things or personal things. Oh, let me brush my jaw real quick, yo. I came up here looking crazy. Hold up. Oh, I gotta oh, oh, whoa. I ain't even get myself right. Mm, mm. I mean, start come up here looking good. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? By a ponytail on lock. Hold on, you gotta do the extra tuck with that with the. You feel me? I just messed it up actually. Let me stop playing. But yeah, any questions y'all got, let me know. Let me know what y'all focused on inside your spiritual journey, what you're focused on inside of your life. If there's anything that you're struggling with, it that you need help with, or you just want me to, yeah, I'm saying, give you some advice about anything, what you guys want to hear my input. I'm currently integrating 6D wisdom. I'm also seeing how I've been receiving impartations for months in my journal entries. That's what's up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's 6D wisdom. Really important if you want to find out who you are in this life and why you came here for sure. A lot of focus on meditation, building a personal internal practice day to day, made dreams and images coming out of it. Oh, mad. I think you mean mad dreams and images. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, it's good to have a good daily practice. I've actually been building some new practices recently. I always had my little daily meditation practice, but there's many things I'm trying to do right now. And I've been thinking about how I can essentially structure certain practices in a way where if I do a few practices, I get the benefits that will help with everything else I want to do. Now that has been um not that easy to be honest, because I want to do some different things, and some things contradict each other. So I've been trying to settle on what I actually want to focus on, what abilities I want to develop, what things I want to explore when it comes to reality and spirituality, and just focus on those things and then come back to other things later. You know, funny enough, I make a lot of videos about different topics and different things that you can practice and whatnot. And honestly, a lot of y'all might benefit more than me for the simple fact that I'll share practices and I just won't do them because I want to do other things. Yeah, I heard you speaking on the telekinesis and power stuff in your last vid. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I gotta put to the back burner too, because I want to get into that heavy, but there's just other things that prove more useful where they're still fun to do, but they also actually have a benefit inside of my life that could also help other people. The main benefit that I would get from like telekinesis and pyro is just proving to people that there's things that exist beyond what they normally think. Like if I start fucking bending fire out here, nobody can deny that something is going on. Like the stronger I get with this shit, you're gonna have to accept that there's something that you don't understand that you can learn more about. So I think that when it comes to telekinesis and pyro, aside from like the personal enjoyment, the only real benefit to the world is that it shows other people that other things are possible. Now, granted, developing myself for telekinesis, certain things would benefit other abilities. For example, you need energy in order to do telekinesis. So, developing energy is a big part of that. And developing energy can help you with various other abilities and practices, you know? Also, depending on how you're doing your telekinesis, you have to understand the field of objects. You need to understand your field, other external fields, how to read them, how to connect with them. That can help you with other abilities as well. So, while trying to develop telekinesis, it definitely can develop other things for sure. But I had to put that on the back burner. You feel me? There's a couple other things that I want to explore right now for sure. Anything on attracting through the heart chakra. Let's see what I can give. So one thing I'll say, okay, so my fault. I'm starting to see other things pop up. I got to focus on this one question. So attracting through the heart chakra. When it comes to the heart chakra can actually open you up to different possibilities of what you want to manifest. There was an experience that I had probably like a month ago by now, maybe like a month and a half ago, honestly, that dealt with collapsing timeline potentials through the heart and how the heart chakra collapses different timelines where it forces one potential to manifest. Now, how does the heart collapse different timelines? Understand that there's different aspects to this. The first thing I'll talk about is how, when it comes to being in the present moment, the heart can connect you with the present moment. Once you are being fully present, you stop accessing different time potentials and you simply just have one collapse in this present moment. Now, to expand this a bit, your heart is tied, like the heart chakra is tied to plane number four. That's the mental plane. The mental plane is heavily tied with time in the sense that the mental plane deals with your mind and your thoughts. Your thoughts literally help you access different timeline potentials. When you think, should I do this or should I do that? Those are two different timelines. So you experience timeline potentials through your mind. Your heart can actually open you up to these different potentials of what you can experience. But then when you actually live from the heart, you collapse into your present moment. And whatever you are vibrationally aligned with is what's going to manifest. So if you access the heart and then you start feeling a whole bunch of love, whole bunch of compassion, whole bunch of gratitude and whatnot, that you live from that state, you collapse timeline potentials that fit inside the frequencies of gratitude, love, etc. You know, the heart is essentially what opens you up to different possibilities and then collapses them inside your current experience. So that's why I'll say it. That's what I'll say when it comes to the heart chakra and attracting different things. I might make a whole entire video about that actually, to be honest. Just copped an electric guitar, bring more clarity and bring more creativity into my life. That's amazing, bro. You know, all my instrumental people, bad respect for y'all, bro. I tried playing the trumpet in like fourth grade, third grade. I wasn't that good at it, you know. Also, we didn't get deep with it at all. Um, But, you know, I tried it. It was cool. I tried the piano, whatever. That didn't go that well either. So I'm not really an instrument guy. People that could play it though, I respect them heavily for sure because I think it takes time and dedication, but probably also some natural affinity. Do you have an elemental affinity? Do you mean like is there like one element that I'm just very drawn to? If that's what you're asking, then yeah, me and fire are really connected. However, I do get drawn to other elements. I'm pretty connected with all the elements. I would say that my biggest connections are fire, water, and ether. Um and then like air and earth are like my lesser connections, but I could be very connected with, like, there's points in my life where I'm very connected with air. If I were to make it like in order, um, let's say we're not using ether, I'd probably say fire, water, air, earth. That's like how connected I am with each in order, right? When it comes to ether, ether and fire come like probably like fire then ether or ether then fire because I work with ether a lot and lightning. But lightning's an aspect of fire, so you know, yeah. My access to the field has been multiplying like crazy, especially after this plant medicine journey with the shrooms. Yeah, shrooms will definitely open you up to, well, it opens up your field now, and now you can interpret the greater field that surrounds you, the greater field of creation. You know, I was just thinking about this actually when it comes to what people call the collective conscious or the collective unconscious, this giant field that the collective is tied to, which they can pull information from. I was really just thinking about that. Yeah, psychedelics open you up to that shit heavy for sure. Hello, love you all. Thank you for the information to allow myself and others to grow and truly set a structure, a strong foundation for my truth. Of course. I'm glad I could do that for you. You know, that's what we're here for, man. Help the collective spread the message, give people more structure to how they experience reality and whatnot. Are we being upgraded through the solar flares? Yeah, solar flares do affect you on an energetic level for sure. That's a real thing. That's a true thing. But what I want to urge people do is that oh wait a minute, let me fix my settings real quick. All right, that's better. What I would urge people to do though is to try to actually consciously get the upgrade, you know? Don't check this is aquamarine. Don't just be like, oh, solar flare being upgraded. No, try to actually do things like, okay, when you see an X class solar flare happen, maybe try to go on a fast and try to actually feel the energy inside your body and actually move it through your body and actually understand how it affects you energetically. Because it's one thing to just be like, oh, yeah, solar flares were being upgraded. It's one thing just to see that and say that versus actually experiencing the upgrade, you know? So I would urge that people actually try to capitalize on solar flares and whatnot when it happens, especially like X class ones. Try to actually do things where you can actually perceive the energy inside of your being. Yeah, Chris, these are aquamarine, you know. Uh on some water stuff, you know. I've been doing a couple of things with water recently, you know. So that's been pretty dope. Yeah, bro. Any other questions that y'all got? Any other things that you want to know? You feel me? Any experiences y'all been having recently that you guys want some clarity on that you just want to share real quick? Sun gazing gets used to, at least for me it was. Yeah, I used to sun gaze heavy, bro. Like back in my teenage years, I was sun gazing heavy. I don't do it as much nowadays. Um I want to though. Honestly, ever since I moved to where I'm at right now down south, I live in an apartment now. Before I used to live with my mom and we had like a backyard because she had a house, you know? So I would go outside like every single day, be able to get sunlight, all that stuff every single day. I can technically still do that, but not to like go to a park because no, I live in an apartment with my girlfriend now. We live, you know, together. So I have to freaking go outside and go to the park. Now, granted, there's like a park that's like a freaking 3-minute drive away from me. The walk would be kind of crazy. I could walk there, but it's kind of a crazy walk. Um, but you know what I'm saying? It's a nice park. It has like a lake and a river. There's like a bridge to sit on the river and stuff like that. But I'm not trying to drive there every single day, bro. I just want to be able to just walk outside and get my sunlight. So yeah, I used to be able to sun gaze really often, but I can't as much. Well, I ain't gonna say I can't. I don't as much now. I don't even go outside as much now. I still try to go outside every day, but you know, some days, bro, your boy be homebound. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel me? But sun gazing is a dope practice. It's really good for activating your third eye and for helping energy to actually activate your physical eyes and whatnot, or helping energy to flow to your eyes and having the sun activate these physical eyes more. I never smoked before. Do you feel like smoking different herbs is a great way to faster evolution with clear intentions, of course? I wouldn't say so. I actually would say that it could hold you back depending on what you define as evolution. Like honestly, you can have like you with a lot of abilities, like if you want to talk about like different abilities, a lot of abilities you evolve faster when you're not smoking, you know? Or doing any substances because they're not altering your chemical state. Like even when it comes to just like even if you don't meet abilities, also late, it was good, my guy. I gotta just say it was popping. That's my guy, it's my boy Leighton. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy right there. But yeah, when it comes to like just simply spiritual growth, also typically spiritual growth is defined by the level of control in which you have over your consciousness. When you start doing substances, you don't have full control of your consciousness, you know? So if your goal is to be in 100% control of your consciousness, you probably shouldn't do any substances. Now, granted, there are ways in which plant medicine can help you evolve in the sense that let's say that you're currently going through like this, like let's say you currently have a block inside of your life and you don't have any practices that help you to get certain insights and realizations and whatnot, okay, you might end up smoking some weed, you might end up taking some shrooms, and as a result of doing that, you get certain insight that tells you about why you feel this stuck energy, why you feel blocked inside your life, what the issue is. You might just get that answer, and then that might move you forward. But you still need to actually take the advice and do what you're being told to do, because people fail to do that sometimes, including me. I've failed many times to do that. There's literally a list that I have inside of my phone with just different insights that I've gotten from plant medicine, and I'm sure that some of those insights I still haven't fully integrated, to be honest, bro. Like there was a point where since I was doing plant medicine so much, I just stopped adding to the list because I'm like, bro, I don't feel like it. Like honestly, if I'm gonna be real, I was just trying to get fried, bro. I wasn't trying to really get deep with the shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's on me. That's not an issue with the substance. That was on me being a fucking pleasure junkie, whatever the hell. I was never like an actual junkie. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of clowning on myself right now, but you get the point. Like I wasn't using it properly. You know what I'm saying? But even with proper use, you still got to integrate it after. That's my point. That's my main point. And if you're not integrating stuff, it doesn't matter if you get insights at all. Some might argue that if you just get the insights while being sober, it's better because since you're sober, you're in more control of yourself to actually integrate those insights when they pop up. So yeah, it can help you for sure. Though I'm not trying to knock it. It can help you, and if you feel drawn, like if you feel drawn to do plant medicine authentically, genuinely, you want to have pure intent with it, I think there's nothing wrong with doing it. It really can help you a lot inside your life. Plant medicine has helped me a lot inside of my life, you know, but it's also held me back in certain ways too. Balance. How do you recommend connecting to elemental spirits? Any particular tips to share? Yeah, for sure. I would spend time observing the element, contemplating the element, and understanding the different symbolic meanings of these elements. So, for example, with fire, you might spend your time lighting a candle and just observing how fire works. When I was connected, when I wanted to connect with fire heavily, back at my old house, I can't really do this now, but at my old house, I had a fire. Well, we had a fire pit in the back. There's still a fire pit there, I'm sure. I doubt my mom changed it, but I would make fires in the fire pit, and I would just observe the fire, and I would just observe different things about it. There is times where I was for sure like I'm just sitting here staring at a flame. Nothing is happening. Like I'm just looking at this shit. I'm like, there's nothing happening here. Mind you, plant medicine up. You know what I'm saying? I used to have the blunt sometimes. I might have the shroom. Nigga, we was getting so lit with it. We had the shroom lean. We had the shroom syrup. I'm sipping that wok, but it's the shroomy wok. Not the shit that fuck you up, not opioids. It's that real shroom syrup. I'm sipping the shroom syrup. I'm smoking the joint. I'm like, nigga, I'm just sitting here tripping balls, but I don't understand nothing about fire. So that's happened before. There's times where I was sober too, and nothing happened. Also, you know what I'm saying? Yes, the shroom lean, bro. We had the THC lean. Sometimes we just had the wine. Sometimes if I was feeling spectacular, I'm like, oh, let's sip a little bit of wine. You feel me? Got the little wine with the blunt, drunk as hell. I'm sitting here drunk as shit. I don't know shit about fire at all. You know what I'm saying? So I did this in different kinds of ways. But the times that I did learn, it came from genuinely wanting to like just observe the shit and just like wanting to take something from it. And sometimes there's nothing to take from it. You just feel the energy of fire. You just look at the fire. You kind of just feel the heat. You feel the fire. You're like, okay, cool. Some days you get a message like, oh, like you kind of see how this fire is burning the wood and how fire essentially returns things back to its original state, because that wood is really just combined energy. It's just condensed energy that's put into some shit. It's put into a certain form and a structure. The fire burns all that shit away. Now it's just ashes. It releases it back. It releases that wood back to its original form as like pure energy. So you start seeing how fire dissolves things and returns them back to their original state. You're like, okay, bad, it's purifying. So yeah, you observe the element. That's just one aspect. Oh. You thought I was done. I see you saying thanks for the insight for sure, but I'm not done yet, my friend. I'm going to overload. Let me chill. But nah, then the second aspect though is to try to like understand the symbolic meaning of it though. Like when you look at water, you know, you might like sometimes you might go to a water, you might go to a water spot that's very dirty versus a spot that's really clean. And then you see how you feel differently inside of that shit. And you start making up symbols like, oh, this dirty water is like dirty emotions. This is like emotional stagnation that I need to clear. And when I come to this water spot, I could feel that energy. Then you see the clean water, that's like emotional openness. When I want to be emotionally open, I go to the clean water spot. You know what I'm saying? And that's the symbolic meaning of that, you know? So yeah, you look at things and how they could be symbols for other things, you know. So you really just observe the element, try to feel its energy, and then what you can also start doing is trying to talk to that shit. And here's a very so look, here's where we don't want to start deluding ourselves. To save you from that, I'm gonna say this: when you talk to the element, respond as if you're the element. Now I'm saying it like this because clearly that's just you talking to yourself, but at least you know it's you talking to yourself. Because some niggas just talk to themselves and they don't people they just talking to themselves. Now I'm saying it like this though, because when you put yourself in the mindset of I'm going to respond to this question as if I was a fire, a part of you understands the qualities of fire, and now it makes a personality inside of your head for fire, which means that although you're talking to yourself, you're talking to a part of yourself that understands the qualities of fire and has decided to turn it into a personality inside your head. Same with water, same with earth, same with air. And then you can start making multiple fire spirits. You have one fire for purification, one fire nigga inside your head for destruction, one nigga who's for creation with the water motherfucker. You have one water guy inside your head that's for releasing, the other water guy is for going with the flow. So when you start telling yourself, I'm going to talk to this water at this, I'm going to talk to this water and respond as if I was the water. Now you know that you're talking to yourself, but it's still going to help you because once again, it's a part of yourself that actually understands the qualities of water and is responding based upon these qualities that water actually has. And now you're not going to be like one of these people that's going to say like, "Yo, I was talking to the ocean, and the ocean told me to give you a million. The ocean told me to tell you to give me $1 million." That's what the ocean said. I don't know where it came from. The mermaids, they was telling me that you got to give me your whole entire bank account. I need that. You don't want to become one of them type of people because niggas do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to avoid that for sure. Cool. All right. I just wanted to say those vids on the GFCU are great. Will we ever get an update on your experience with any other runes? Hell yeah, bro. For sure. I just started using these new ones. You know what I'm saying? So once these are done, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. All the runes that I've used so far, they're inside the school. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm experimenting with some new shit. You know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers been lit. These the type nigga, they so lit. I'm like, oh, I gotta redraw this bitch. Like, I'm like, nigga, I'm trying to draw this bitch every single day in this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think the runes look so cool that I'm like, okay, bet I'm about to make multiple videos a day. Test to motherfucking. I know I'm gonna be talking with my hands, so I'm gonna see the rune and shit on my body, not just like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, bro. These are actually fire runes. You know what I'm saying? But it's different colors, different colors for different energies. And I noticed that this fire, because there's a lot of runes for fire, but this fire rune in particular, I noticed that it has a certain Lyran connection. If you want to get deeper into that, make sure that you join the school that me and Cash have, the GFLCU school. You know what I'm saying? Join that, John, and I'm gonna make a video about the runes and my experience with that shit. You feel me? What it do, twin? What it do, Leighton? You know what I'm saying? My guy. Same. My house is in a harder spot to catch the sunrise and sunset. I used to work at 4 a.m., so I used to catch it all the time. Word, bro. Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that. I ain't gonna lie. When it came to sun gazing, bro, I got to a point where I didn't care what time it was. I was like, nigga, it could be fucking. The sun can be at its hottest point. I was still staring at that bitch. I don't recommend that. But I was doing that. Over time, my eyes got used to it. So I was like, nigga, I'm gonna stare at that shit any single time. But I feel you, bro. Depending on like how you living and where you living and shit, going outside is not always as easy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, though, I'm really low key, just like, you know what I'm saying. I could literally, instead of coming on here, I could have went to the park. But I want to talk to y'all. You feel me? Um, yeah. Smoking chest of smoke, that was me. Yeah, bro. We all been there before. The practices matter more than using any plant, but that shit could definitely hold you back. Yeah, bro, for sure. Any new info or insights from accessing the planes? Well, I know what's crazy. I was trying to think about this literally today, this morning. This morning, I was like, yo, I learned new things about the planes recently, but I don't know what those things were. And it kind of made me upset. I'm like, why did I not get deeper when I learned about this? Let me think real quick, because I have learned new things about the planes that I haven't shared yet. I've learned a lot of shit that I haven't shared yet, just because, like, nigga, I'm still breaking shit down for myself. I'm like, holy fuck, like, shit is crazy. Okay, let me think. Um, Nothing's coming to mind right now, bro. Damn. Yeah, bro. I'm drawing a blank right now. I really wish I had something to say, because I did learn new things pretty fairly recently. Um, One thing I learned decently recently is the fact that you can treat. Yeah, this is a good one actually. I like this one. This one was like not that recent, but it's more recent than other things that I learned back in the past, which is the fact that you can look at all the planes as being different fields inside of a greater field, because I call this an omniverse. Omniverse means all patterns of vibration. The omniverse is the great field that has all these different patterns of vibration. And these patterns of vibration, you could say, are layered when it comes to these different planes. Really, these different planes are just smaller fields inside of a greater field, and every single field operates in its own sort of way. The astral plane is a field of light, you know, the akashic plane is a field of information. The spiritual plane is a field of spiritual energy and spiritual intelligence and souls and whatnot, you know? So I learned that you could look at the planes like that as different fields inside of a greater field. And that's important when it comes, because now when you understand that, you can also connect with those fields to understand the operations of those fields. Like literally, when like me just now saying that that plane number 4 is like a field of information. When you see plane number 4 like that, it allows you to connect with it differently. Now, understand, just because it's a field of information, that doesn't mean that all the information is true. But you can now connect with this field and pull information from it. Same with the astral plane. Now you start pulling light from the astral plane. So on and so forth. I wish I had more insights for you, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because I definitely learned other things besides that. All right. Have you found tapping into 60 energy changes your relationship with others in any way? It can, if, let's say that the relationship in which you had with other people, let's say that the way in which you related to them wasn't in alignment with how you were supposed to relate to them. Now it changes. So let's say that you had a friend inside of your life, but the way you interacted with them is not the way in which you're supposed to interact with them according to your soul's template. Now you got to change how you deal with that friend. Some people you might just stop being cool with all the. Well, I won't say you're gonna stop being cool with them, but like you might stop like being close with them, because you see that this person's not meant to be. You're not meant to be close to them inside of this lifetime. When you access 6D energy, you're able to actually understand how you're meant to relate to other people and relate with other people. And sometimes you're already doing things correctly. Other times, you're not doing things in the way in which they should be done according to your template. And then you got to change them. Oh shit, the shroom lean. Yeah, the shroom drink, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. It's crazy because you could get that shit so easily. Like y'all could really find that right now. That shit is not hard to find online, like at all. You know, I would promote it, but one, I don't want to get in trouble, and two, them niggas not paying me. You know what I'm saying? So fuck, nigga. I found some other. Yeah, I'm gonna put y'all onto this though. I ain't gonna say where the what the website is. Y'all might have to hit me up on some private shit. But bro, why the fuck did I just find that there's like these 4 gram shroom shots? I probably shouldn't be saying this shit online, but bro, you could like find these like shots that's like 4 grams of shrooms. I'm gonna try that shit. The fuck? I'm gonna be responsible though. You know what I'm saying? All my days of being irresponsible, that's just in the past. You know what I'm saying? We responsible now. You know what I'm saying? I've matured over time. Nigga, I'm using that shit though. 4 grams, nigga. I was telling my man, I'm like, you tell me that you could get a fucking shot that has 4 grams? I'll take 3. The fuck? You know how many times I've wanted to do like a large dose of shrooms, but I'm not trying to fucking eat that many goddamn shrooms. Shrooms are fucking disgusting. And even with the fucking gummies, they be microdosing them bitches. But you tell me that I could fucking take fucking you could I could take 4 grams of shrooms inside of one shot. I'll take 3. What the fuck? We tripping out this bitch. What do you mean? Yeah, the little polka dot shots. That's a thing. You can find that. You can find that for sure. I might be making the block hot. You know what I'm saying? But shit, I'm gonna let y'all niggas know that. You could probably type in polka dot. Polka dot shot. 4Gs. That shit. Watch that shit pop the fuck up somewhere. Come on now. It did. Yeah, it did. It did. It did. It popped up. It did. It did. Yeah. Yeah. You can find that shit. I'm not saying that you should do this though. You know what I'm saying? I'm making that very clear. Nigga, if it were up to me, although I'm gonna take that shit, you know what I'm saying? I would say that it might be best not to take that shit. Some of y'all, it might be good to take that shit, but that's your choice. Especially if you're underage, you better not do that shit. I'm gonna call the cops on you, nigga. I'm snitching. The fuck? I'm snitching. If there's some YNs out there, first of all, you probably shouldn't be watching me, but I also respect it because I curse a lot and shit. But like aside from that, the content is pretty good, so I understand. So I ain't gonna tell your parents about that. But if you trying to buy some shrooms, I'm on your nigga. You're going to jail. The fuck, I'm calling the cops on you. I'm not saying to go get that shit. If it's just that if you end up happening to do that shit, then you do that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that is. You feel me? Cool, cool. Kind of already spoke on this. Thanks, word, respect that was a detail, helpful answer. Thanks, bro. You're welcome. Hell yeah, the school is fired. The class day was on point with the season we're in. Yeah, bro. Shout out to my boy Cash, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Cash. It's my brother for life for sure. Um, I'm glad that we're doing that score together, most definitely. Do you have a routine before slash after your one-on-ones? Yes, but I don't always do it. Um, which is really like I was just thinking about this shit literally today. Yo, I was about wait, this might have been yesterday, but I was just thinking about this shit about my routine because yeah, like I have it like pretty much I meditate before and after the session. Of course, the way in which I meditate, I do specific meditative practices. So first, I'll get in a meditative state, and then I'll proceed to do certain practices that make me more open if I'm doing like a reading. If it's like some basic coaching shit, I'm just gonna meditate and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But like for like some more intuitive shit, I actually like have to, and I also make sure I don't eat before my sessions. Like I be fasted before my sessions. I'm not eating none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. Niggas not, you feel me? So I do have like a little routine for sure. Sometimes though I don't do that. And it hasn't really bit me in the butt yet. Um, like the other day I did a session, and I didn't like meditate nothing before that, but I already felt like really open, really connected. Like I was being like I was able to pick up my information very easily. And that was one of my bet like this, like that session was like really interesting because like I always get information that like maybe like I shouldn't have known that. But like there was certain shit that was just like, damn, like why is this coming through to me so clear? But I think that's also just because of the person that I was talking to. Because I noticed that certain people, depending on who I'm talking to, the information that I get is different. Like some information comes through really fast and really clear because they need to know that right now. Other things come through very slow because certain things is like they're just not meant to know. And some things I'm meant to know, but I can't fully tell them what exactly it is. But I meant to like point them in a direction that helps them to recognize something for themselves. When you start communicating with like other beings and just also like, because sometimes you don't even like have to talk to a person's spirit guide, but rather you're able to like pick up just on who they are as a person and what their journey is going to be like. I guess it's just like prophesying, like being able to prophesy and and prophecy and all that other shit. It's like you start like just understanding a person, who they are, where they're at in their journey, and what they need to hear right now, and where it's going to lead them in the future. Like you don't really have a being that's telling you that. You kind of just download information from your spirit and their spirit. You're just channeling the spirit. And I think that's more into I think that's more about like prophecy and shit like that. Bow. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I recall you saying your Inataka form has runes on their body. Are the runes you have on right now from that aspect of yourself? You probably are getting that confused with the Ashkenadi. Um, but I do have Inataka forms that can essentially have runes on them, so that's not wrong. But I don't think I ever mentioned that specifically. But yeah, yeah. When it comes to these runes on my body are connected with my Ashkenazi self. Yes. The way that I did them was very specific. The coloring, the way I did them, yeah, they're very tied to my Ashkenazi. Well, except for the one on my hand and like my wrist right now. That's more of I didn't have this symbol on me from that past life, but there's a essentially there's a past life energy that I am connecting with through a rune that's on my hand and my wrist. Now, in that past life, I didn't have this rune, but this rune essentially carries the energy of that past life. It's like very similar, you know? When I meditate OBE, when I meditate out of my body, why do I return to my body when I call out to source? Nothing happens. Okay, I'll start with the first question. The reason why you return to your body when you meditate is because you're likely used to meditating and sensing your body. So when you meditate out of your body, you automatically think about your body and go back to your body. Um, what you need to do is get used to feeling a sense of self that's detached from your body because most of the time people meditate but then they feel themselves inside of a body opposed to feeling themselves existing beyond the body. So when you are able to feel yourself independent from your body, you start to ground your awareness in your sense of self that exists beyond the body. And now you can meditate out of your body. Now, as far as why you call out to source and nothing happens, because source isn't a person that you call out to, my friend. If you want to experience source, don't call out to anything. Simply just return back to what you already are. You see, imagine calling out to something that exists right here. Imagine trying to find something which you already have. Doesn't really make that much sense. And I get why you're doing it this way. This isn't me trying to come at you saying that what you're doing makes no sense. You're being dumb. Fuck no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm aware of how people talk about source and whatnot. So people think about, oh, I want to call out to a being and have something happen, but that's not what's supposed to happen. If you want to connect with source out of your body, simply just meditate and set the intent to experience source. You could really set the intent to experience your true nature, which you could also do. And I've been thinking about making a video about different things to do out of your body. And one thing I was gonna say is, you can actually like hold on a mirror, right, and set the intent to make a port. Well, what I was gonna say is actually different, but you can do this if you want to connect with source. Hold on the mirror and then set the intent to be able to connect with source through this mirror. Now you might walk through the mirror and then you're just inside of that state where you are source, or you might experience a situation that shows you what you need to do to feel more connected with source. But if you want to experience source in its purest state, you would just simply have the intent to experience source, then just walk through the portal, then just let yourself experience whatever the hell happens next. Um, Some people are going to get the experience of being one with source. Other ones you might get taken in other places because of how your mind's functioning when you go through the portal. But yeah, I want to do certain things out of my body, and then because there's already certain things that I recommend that people do, but I haven't done all of these things. But I just know what might happen. But I got to actually do these things for myself a repeated amount of times to see the different outcomes. And then I want to also have other people try them and then tell me what they experience. And then this might help me to build a spiritual system that extends beyond the body, because part of what I'm making, which is Dadaism, I talk about it every here and there. I want to build like a, like a spiritual philosophy of my own, and the 12 planes is part of it. And I had the things to do physically and whatnot, but I'm thinking about, like, okay, what if I include like an out of body section where I train people to first become aware of certain parts physically. I train people to become aware of certain parts of themselves physically, right? And then after that, I have a section that conditions you to eventually naturally get out of your body. And then as you start getting out of your body, there's different things you can do while you're out of your body, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that because some niggas might try to steal that shit. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I don't give a fuck because, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas want to take that idea, bro. They can do it. And I hope it works. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, like, if it's like some authentic shit, like some real helpful shit, I hope it works out for them because my shit gonna be different anyway. We could both eat. You know what I'm saying? It's a limited food. I'm gonna get my bite at some point. You know what I'm saying? If you like the plate that I got, you can have a plate that's just like it. But it's still separate plates with our own separate dishes. Everybody gonna eat. Abundance. Um, yeah, I make my own shroom lean. That's lit. You know what I'm saying? Probably healthier too. You don't know what the fuck they're doing with this shit online. To be honest, I feel like you was on the drinking ET past lives. I might have been on that drink. Might have been sipping that alien juice. If y'all see hey, I did make a video. This is like an oldie too. Yo, it's crazy. I have like a lot of old videos that like have some fucking gems, bro. I mean, that felt like a duh, nigga. But like, I'm saying it like that because like I was saying, like, there's certain shit that niggas might want me to talk about now. But like, honestly, you should have caught me back then, because like all the ET shit and all that other, I've been talking about that. That's I talked about that shit a grip ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, go watch some old videos. I mean, I'll talk about that shit now, but just I talk about it in a certain way now because I've as I've been in these communities, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of distortion for sure. You need to say shit a certain kind of way, bro, and like it's just yeah. When you start getting into these different communities, bro, shit gets weird. But the video I'm talking about, it should be. I'm looking for right now. It should be in my Astral projection playlist. Um, I don't remember what the video's titled, but I'm probably gonna see it here at some point. But inside here it is: Astral project into a quantum civilization. Watch that video because I mentioned the ooze. How niggas could drink that ooze, nigga. I was drinking that ooze. Nigga, I was drinking that ooze. I was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, all this past life shit, bro. I've been on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some niggas that's just getting to that shit. Nigga, I've been on that. Like, that shit is like so old to me now that like I kind of make it like it's kind of distant to me now, bro. But I'm saying this because like if y'all want to hear more about this shit, let me know. Of course, I'm gonna share it on Patreon first, then like some shit on YouTube. I'm gonna say shit how I need to. But I also don't like talking about it because number one, people's perception of you can begin to change. You get into this shit, but it's less about that. Fuck what niggas think about me. It's more about the fact that people start to, because people haven't had these experiences for themselves, they're going to filter it through their own lens of perception and then distort what's actually being communicated to them. And now they don't fully understand what I'm saying. And then also they might start thinking like, oh my God, this guy's so cool. I want to do that shit too. And like they might start to idolize certain experiences. And it's like, bro, this shit's normal for you also. Like every like people be like, oh, I found out I was a king before. We're all kings and queens and gods and goddesses. It's the base level of who you are. That's like step one. Okay, you found that out. Now what? Like understand that when it comes to getting to the physical plane, it starts. You can say it starts from top to bottom. Like it starts off with higher planes condensing into lower planes. And the thing is, you always existed, which means that you existed from top to bottom. You already existed in higher planes. You already have a higher existence that already happened. Like that's not the goal. That's your starting point. That's the beginning. Now you become something else as a result of already being that before. So I'm saying this because when I talk about certain things that I've done in the past or whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? For the people that don't think I'm just making shit up or that it's just like some illusionary shit, niggas who understand the truth of it might distort the truth of it. They might idolize it. They might try to create an experience for themselves based upon my experience, opposed to finding out what they're actually, instead of finding out who they actually are and what the fuck they actually are meant to do. You know what I'm saying? They start trying to be you opposed to being themselves and whatnot. Um, it just, distortion. You know what I'm saying? Distortion. There's a lot of distortion that surrounds those kinds of things, so I don't always talk about them. But that's why, like with the school, we gonna get into all that shit. Like that's gonna be like a Tuesday for the school. Like we I have a section. I just meant like on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? On the school, we gonna talk about that. Patreon, whatever the fuck y'all want. We gonna if whatever niggas want on Patreon, I'm gonna put it there as long as I have the ability to speak about that shit. Like if I don't know about that shit, I ain't gonna speak on that shit. But if I know about that shit, we on that. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta recommend it. You feel me? Bow. I make my own shroom lean. Bro, that's crazy. I feel like you was on the drink. Yeah, the drink. That's where I was at last time. Yeah, I was on that ooze. I'm with the heroic dose this summer, low key. Hey man, let me know, bro. The one time, bro, I ate a whole entire shroom chocolate bar. This is like this is only like an eighth. Damn, I'm tweaking. I'm talking about some. I would take 3 of them shots. That's 12 grams. Nigga, I took an eighth of a chocolate bar. Like I ate the whole chocolate bar. Nigga, I almost left my body. The only reason I did is because I stopped the experience. Literally, what happened was I was chilling, right? I'm laying on my bed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, mind you, it's like 9, 10 o'clock. So it was mad late. That's what held me back. If it was like daytime, I probably would have left my body. But I'm in my head, whatever the hell. And then a certain thought started creeping in. And I was like, wait a minute. That's not me, nigga. So I start like praying and like casting that shit the fuck out. I'm like, nigga, I'm a powerful da da this, da 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 da. This is like years ago too. This is back when I'm like 19. You know what I'm saying? At this stage in my life. You know what I'm saying? Um, Once I did that shit, I raised my vibration so high, bitch. I start coming out that bitch. I'm like, I'm coming out that bitch like these with it. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, okay, bet we lit. Let's do it. But then I thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute. It's 10 o'clock. I just was talking like I was just casting out some shit. So there might be something that's actually there. What if I leave my body and I encounter that motherfucker? Now, granted, if I was sober, I would have did it. But nigga, I'm on the shrooms. I'm like, hold up. And mind you, I'm thinking about this shit as I'm coming out of my body. Like my body, like my energy's burning up. Like I'm literally like literally coming out of my shit. And I'm thinking, like, wait a minute. It's nighttime. There might be some scary shit out there. And I'm on shrooms. I'm not in full control right now. Yeah, I'm not leaving my body. So I stopped the experience. Everything started coming down. And as that happened, I started feeling certain beings that were like kind of upset. But like these were like spirit guys, and they were like, "Well, since you don't want to come to us, we're just gonna talk to you." And like they were just telling me about a whole bunch of shit, low key. Like they were telling me shit that I wouldn't understand until like right now in my life. To be honest, like I still pull shit from that experience to this day. Like they just like for the whole night, I'm just talking to spirit guys. This before I was even tapped through my past life shit, ET shit, any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like John was crazy, bro. And like, I'm upset that I did it. Like, cause it wouldn't have mattered. Like, it could have been a demon outside of my door, nigga. Where I was going, there wasn't gonna be any demons. Like, I was being taken somewhere else completely. Like, I was not gonna. I'm thinking I'm gonna fucking pop out and be inside my room. That's not what the fuck was gonna happen, bro. I was gonna get taken to my spirit guys. They was gonna do some shit. You know what I'm saying? But still though, even if I would have known that, I might have still been like, damn, like what if niggas trying to deceive me? and I'm not in full control, and I'm just too out of my top to really. But so issues like that work on. If you have issues like that, that's something that gets fixed when you work on the root chakra and the crown chakra. You'll feel more like you'll feel like the higher things are looking out for you, like they're not trying to trap you or whatever the hell. And back then, I was big on that soul trap shit. And the thing is, they explained though, that night they explained the whole entire soul trap. Like the Matrix. I got because I already understood these concepts and whatnot, but niggas like broke shit down for me that night. Like the Matrix, this is what this, that's what that is. Here's what ET shit is like. Here's where this gets like they were kind of showing me like the whole structure, just everything. Like in my room, inside of my mind, I'm tripping on shrooms and shit like that. You feel me? And then when I was sober, like the next day, I'm like, well, fuck, what do I do now? But I kind of had the plan of what to do, and they niggas told me like what journey I was gonna go through, and niggas really went through that shit. I'm like, oh, okay, bet this is lit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't lit while going through. Well, it was always lit, but some parts weren't lit. But like one thing I was told was that I was gonna unlock past like memories within the next coming like weeks and months, right? That's exactly what the fuck happened. I started getting past like memories. I'm getting confirmation. I'm meeting new people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, like the Discord that I'm a part of right now, although now I'm like a guide and a teacher inside that shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to just be like a regular new nigga inside that shit. Granted, like I still knew about spiritual shit before the Discord. Like, let's not get that fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like the niggas knew about spirituality. I've been making content. I already knew about the Egyptian shit. I already connected with I knew the essence of my soul and my spirit, even if I didn't have past lives and shit like that. It's just that connected with the group, that shit did open up like past life shit, understanding different connections I had with different people, um, all this different type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it helped with that shit, you know. But I was on my I was on my own little journey on the side, and it was insane, bro. Like getting to this point, like I've been hitting different checkpoints recently, and now I'm at that point where like I'm getting like kind of what happened to me a few years ago with that shroom trip and being shown all these different things. I'm kind of at that point now again where I'm being like certain shit's being laid out to me. And now it's like you got to walk down this path, my nigga. And I'm just like, okay, man. I'm just kind of getting more clarity on that path. But I still know where shit's kind of going. Also, it's really interesting. That was a lot. Not gonna lie. Yeah, eating 7 grams raw was rough. My mentor told me Spirit was suggesting I go to 9 grams and 11 grams. I'm like, who the fuck is this Spirit? Yo, that is real comedy, my nigga. Cause nah, who the fuck wants me to do this shit? What the fuck? Mind you, like I said, I took an eighth through a chocolate bar, and they would have been good with me off the eighth. So who the fuck wanted you to take 11? Nah, yeah, niggas was wilding for sure. Niggas was wilding. I say put it in a smoothie and make it happen, bro. I used to do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? The smoothie with the shrooms, bro. I used to do that shit. I did the lemon tech. All the shroom tricks. I was putting that shit on peanut butter and jellies, my nigga. I put that shit in between Oreos, bro. You know what I'm saying? I did, you know what I'm saying? I was doing all them shits. That shit not the same as the shroom lean, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit not the poke. I never even had the polka dot shot, but that shit not the polka dot shot. I'm knowing it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta try that polka dot shot at least once. I ain't gonna lie. I did a little bit of DMT too. You know what I'm saying? I did a little bit of DMT. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago. You feel me? That shit was DMT is a really interesting substance. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That one's like interesting. Cause like it's so quick, but it could be so insightful. And I didn't like break through. I'm not trying to do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's interesting for sure. Bow. Just tuned into the recent Dragon Rebirth Patreon vid. If y'all not on the Patreon, He's talking about a video I did. There was a message from the dragons about preparing for rebirth. I def got to create an inner space to connect with my spirit team on a deeper level. Yeah, bro. We was talking about that inside the video. Yup. Valid, bro. Y'all some geek meisters in this bit. Yo, what's good, my boy? It's my boy X right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we reacted to one of his videos, bro, about a succubus, bro. That's probably one of my favorite videos I ever like watched, bro, because that shit was just so funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was hilarious, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was being very immature. I was being very immature in that video. So if y'all want to see me get out of pocket, bro, watch the video that I did reacting to his video, and then go to his channel and watch all his videos type shit. You feel me? Um, what's up, Genie? How was the human avatar created? Was it engineered by the Anunnaki as a slave race, or what have you seen? Many people say different things. Oh, okay. So we asking them good. We asking them questions that niggas we want to know for real. You know what I'm saying? All right. So the human the human body that we have now has gone through many different changes and experiments and all this other shit. The original human form, though, is like native to the earth. Um, honestly, what we think about as humans now, because there's two ways to go about this. Because there is a minor truth when it comes to evolution, but understand that when people say that humans were gods before, when we existed in that kind of a state, we weren't like born on Earth and like went through like a womb and shit like that. Like that's part of another veil of forgetting. Having to be born through another body, that's part of the veil. You know, that's like some new shit. That's a gem right there, little kid. If y'all did it, like that's some shit that you got to really ponder about. I'm not gonna lie, but niggas was just forming their bodies on Earth. Like you just existed non-physically, and you chose to become physical on Earth. That's how things were at first, right? Over time, humans lost that ability because they got so attached to the physical plane. It got to a point where like niggas would come to Earth, but because they got so attached to Earth, they were stuck in the physical. You know what I'm saying? You could kind of see it like that. But even that's kind of nuanced because some were never stuck. And even being stuck, like, was anyone ever really stuck? You know, really, it's just about perception when it comes to that. But just see it where before humans would just manifest on Earth, like light body come down to Earth, they're in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Over time, people got more attached to the physical and they stayed on Earth more long term. Now, like those human forms, those human god forms, they did manipulate genes on Earth from like primates, you know, like monkeys and shit like that, you know. And then this forms another race, you know. Over time, that form started getting mixed with other ET genes and whatnot. So essentially, you have humans now that are part god, part human. Really, I meant to say people are part god, part animal, and part alien. That's what a human really is. I really just say God and animal, but let's add ET. Humans are they're one third God, worth one third animal, one third ET. That's me putting it simply, you know? Now, the whole slave race stuff and all this other stuff, there's minor truth to that. Like, you know, there were like the gods that I mentioned, the gods that stayed human in the physical plane and whatnot, they did want to make a race of beings that could do things for them. That's true, you know. Um, wouldn't inherently call it a slave race. There are ETs that that had their own purposes. There are ETs that want to do their own things with humans. You know, that's true. You know, um, but overall, it's meant to be this way, like because this human body is meant to be a combination of everything. You know, like you're meant to have components of every single aspect of creation inside the human body. So that's why we're mixed with so much shit. Part God, part animal, part alien. You feel me? Everybody eats, be paid in full. Yes. I think it was like a firework galaxy you mentioned on Patreon. You said they were worshiping some type of concoction. LOL. Yeah, yeah, bro. I forgot what the galaxy name was called, but yeah, bro, they was fucking with that ooze. Yep. I just learned about how reptile humanoids were first being engineered on Earth 70 million years ago. You got any insights on that? I do not. I haven't heard about that or seen that. I'm not saying that it's not true. I just haven't seen that or heard about that or tapped into that out of my body. I'm gonna get it no matter where it is. I'm plugged into all the channels. LOL. Bro, that heroic dose ain't a joke. Definitely gotta respect the journey. Yeah, for sure. That field was up heavy. Yeah. He also geek meisters in this bit. LOL, bro. Niggas are hilarious. All right. Let's see. It's been about an hour. If y'all have any more questions, let me know. But if not, then I'll just wrap up right here. You know, this was a pretty good session. I love talking to y'all for real. If you got any more questions, let me know, or just want to just share anything. You feel me? Want to just share a little some, talk about a little some. When talking about the Lyran Wars, other races like Pleiadians or Turtles, at what plane of existence are they? So when all that was happening, it was in the physical plane, but some aspects happen inside the astral plane. And that's actually a really good question because I've actually want to learn more about this, and I've been shown more about this and gotten more insight about this. But I do know that like the early stuff was in the physical plane, but like when you start getting like the Orion Wars, some of it was definitely like more astral, but some stuff was also physical because there's also the fact that when things were happening in the physical, it wasn't how it is right now. It's like right now we're in the physical plane, but we're shut off from other planes, so to speak. People make a distinction between this and the other side, which is the other side of the light spectrum, you know, which we cannot perceive. But during those times, like Lyran Wars or all that shit, people are perceiving everything, you know? So it's like things were happening in the physical plane, but they were also aware of higher planes, you know? And then over time, there's a separation that happened where certain beings started, where essentially, as the physical plane got cut off from higher planes, certain beings either grounded more in the physical or they grounded more in higher planes. And now you couldn't perceive them. But even inside the physical plane, there's different realms inside the physical plane, which different beings can condense inside of, you know? And I've been even learning about like the formation of the realms and how some of that took place. I don't have the full insight yet, but it's kind of like so like I just said, the physical plane was once open to all higher planes, right? Over time, it started getting shut off. So before you're on Earth perceiving all 12 planes, but then you're on Earth perceiving 11 planes, then 10 planes, then 9 planes. And it's like every time that something got cut off, it formed a new realm inside the physical plane where essentially it's like for example, realm 3 in the physical plane would be at a period of time when Earth was open to the physical plane, the etheric plane, and the astral plane all at once. Because right now, it's just the physical plane. And then people can begin perceiving the etheric plane and the astral plane, whatever the hell. But like back in the past, the astral plane was just always open. Like niggas are just always perceiving that. So like round three is when people were perceiving those three planes at once. Round four is when you perceived four planes at once and whatnot. So this is what I've been kind of seeing, and I think that's how it is. Don't have full clarity yet, but that's what I was getting from my experiences learning about this. That essentially the different realms in the physical plane are essentially made by the fact that at one period of time, Earth was connected with higher planes, but as Earth shut off its connection to those planes, it formed a realm in the physical plane that keeps the frequency of when Earth was tied with that plane. if that makes any sense. Thanks for blessing. Thanks for chatting with us. Always a blessing. Yeah, this was dope. A lot of people are saying the Great Awakening, all realms opening back up, will happen soon in our lifetime. What have you been able to see in your travels? Any time frame? Yeah, as far as the time frame, I don't really know, and that's why I don't always. That's why I don't always talk about those things in that way because people have been doing that for ages. You know, like for example, when it came to Christianity, people said that Christ would be back. People thought that Christ would be back very soon. Like really, people were still waiting for Christ. Christ should have came back by now, according to how people view that version of Christianity. If you're viewing that version, which is like the mainstream version, Christ should have technically been back, you know. But 2012 they said that the world was gonna end. You know, we're still here. You know, so like I hate trying to do that time frame shit. To be honest, I just for me, it's I just know that it's possible. For me, here's how I view it. Right, if I do everything I can to develop myself in all the different ways that I want to, I know that all the realms and every single plane of existence will be open for me. And I'll be able to help others to do the same. So whether it happens for everybody or not, it's gonna happen for me for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to do that, you know. I'm trying to get to the point where I can freaking become physical and then non-physical, then physical again. I'm trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it, it might happen inside my lifetime, but might not happen inside somebody else's if they're not trying to do that. It really just depends. It might happen for everybody or it might not, you know? I know it's gonna happen for me. What I have seen is that it will happen at some point for everybody, you know? Um, yeah, but when I have no idea, my friend. No idea. Whenever I've been shown it, it does seem like it's closer rather than further away, but close. What does close really mean? You know? If you're talking about it, if you're talking about an infinite amount of years, 1,000 is not that close, you know? So who knows? If you're looking at like, for example, Hindu concepts, we're far from it. If you're talking about like how the Hindus view certain ages and certain cycles and shit like that, we're far from it. I'm gonna make a video about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know that we're far, like hundreds of years away from that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna be hundreds of years. I really don't think that, but that's how the fuck they would frame that, you know? In minimum, it would be like at least like fucking like 26,000 years or like maybe like 2200 depending on what systems you use. You'll see what I mean when I make the video. But I do think it's going to be like I don't know. I would say maybe I would say at least in the next 1,000 years, if not 100. You know what I'm saying? Because it does feel like it's gonna be very soon. But honestly, I'm not gonna stamp that. I just know that for me, we good. We good. I was astrally jumping to different realities and dimensions on Earth, and I saw this one reality looking like purple, orange, pink planes. That sound familiar to you? Um, no, but I know that things like that happen. There was one time where I left my body and I was in a place where everything was tinted like green. One part it was like green and blue. I've heard other people. I think Ryan Cropper. He was in a place that was like. I know that he was in like a pure orange place, but there's also like a orange and like purple or something, like a orange and blue or something like that. I don't know. It might have been orange and pink or orange and purple. Who knows? But yeah, I don't really know exactly what that place you're referring to in particular is. I just know that whenever you see this reality being tinted with a certain kind of color, it usually is showing that you are perceiving this plane as well as the overlays of other dimensions, other aspects of light that are interpenetrating into this plane. By dimensions, I mean things like length, width, height, time, space, light, you know. And there are dimensional spaces parallel to ours where the light there functions differently, and some of that bleeds over into this dimensional space that we're inside of in this plane of existence. So that's what I would say about that. Appreciate what you did there for all the wisdom. You're welcome. Oh, purple, orange, pink planet, not plane. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah. I would just say that those colors being in that reality just means that that reality that there are certain qualities. There are certain qualities in that reality which come from the dimensional overlays which you are perceiving through the colors. Those colors give those colors give that reality certain qualities. Whatever qualities they are, I have no idea. But for you, it was magical qualities, which was lit. It was very lit. That's exactly how I see it too. Why does John say message rejected? Any update on the Tree of Life course when it gets more content? Um, that one, I'm not in a rush to do that right now, only because I do want to do it. I know what the update's going to be, but I need to give people time to actually connect with the deities and work with them. Because the following updates don't really matter if you haven't actually did the practices of connecting with all the deities. So, yeah, because later on in the course we're going to talk about how to actually access certain energies inside of yourself through the deities and then move them through your body. But you can't do that if you can't connect with the deities, you know what I'm saying? So, but I can say this for the Astral Mastery course. I just planned out the structure for it. You know, so I have the because I'm thinking so I have the basic structure for the next update for the Astral Mastery course, but I'm thinking about adding other things too. But those are going to kind of be like bonuses and add-ons. The basic structure though is ready. I just need to record the videos, but like the outline, I have the PowerPoints, man. I have the documents typed out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a really good system to leave your body. The next update is gonna be pretty much how to leave the body according to city masters. Treating astral projection like a city ability and how to actually develop that ability. It's going to go into how city masters view the ability, how they view different stages of the process, different practices to access those different stages and those different states, and a full training program of what to do every single day to condition yourself to be able to leave your body more often, as well as a training practice of what to do when you actually want to leave your body. So we have the conditioning process that's going to happen every single day, and we have the specific process for leaving your body based upon principles of based upon the principles that city masters give when it comes to the ability of leaving the body, or as they call it, movement in the subtle body. The reason why I think it's getting closer to that time of some kind of mass awakening, it is because of the types of conversations that are becoming more normal, the overtone of the collective. Yeah, that's a fact. Conversations like this really do help, you know? And yeah, like the I understand. And yo, my boy Nelson, right, from Cave of Mystery, the YouTube channel, he said something that was really powerful in one of his videos. What he said is that right now we're on the upswing. You know, we're on the, you know, we're evolving right now, you know? And the things that are dying are fighting the hardest to stay alive because they cannot exist when Earth is in a higher frequency, right? So all of the bad things that you see happening are literally things that are dying, which are fighting for their lives. The fact that certain shit is so apparent is literally showing you that something is dying, you know? So anytime you start seeing like negative shit popping up, you know what that is. It's like, oh, this thing is fighting for its life right now. Okay. So my phone's reading a comment. So yeah. But yeah, these conversations definitely help a lot. It's becoming more normal. Now, but the thing is, the conversations are amazing, but they're not enough. I will say that. People's mind can be open, but will they actually change their life or not? Will they change their lifestyle or not? Will they do certain practices or not? Will they apply the wisdom or not? That's the next step. And that's what I try to emphasize in my videos a lot. You guys probably saw my videos critiquing different spiritual communities and different issues that I see inside of them. And it's not like I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm better than y'all. Hell no. It's about the fact that when I would adopt the mindset of these communities, I would experience these issues. And I also notice that other people are having these issues. And I'm noticing that there's a collective consciousness that I'm accessing that has issues with it. So I decided to disassociate from that collective and point out the issues so that way other people stop falling into the same negative collectives. And they're not even like inherently negative, like there's positive and negative aspects. But it's like you gotta get your mind back. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, you gotta get your mind back, bro. You know? So yeah, the conversations are great, but people got to apply certain things because people start to form characters and identities around information, and they speak a different way. They believe different things. And they might act differently, but sometimes they just act with a stronger ego that just has changed into a new form. The ego just took on a new form, took on a new shape. Seems enlightened, seems great, but just look at people like Spirit Science, Nature Boy. You see what they did. Took the spiritual wisdom. They had amazing conversations with some people. Some conversations were fucking out there. Why would you say that bullshit? I don't know. But some shit was, they had cool conversations, but they weren't applying what they actually preached. Because if they did, they wouldn't have became the people that they did. You know. So yeah, but no, I still do appreciate these conversations though, and I do think that it's a big thing. It's really important because there was a time where you couldn't even talk about these things. So this is definitely important, but it's definitely not the only thing that needs to be done. There needs to be more for sure. That's dope. That's what we're starting to get into with Ryan's class. That's what's up. Yeah, yeah. Ryan's class is dope, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm a student. I'm a student of Ryan's. Um, Yeah, I'm a student of Ryan's. Now, granted, the stuff I put inside of my course will not be what's inside of his stuff. I don't want to take his teachings, and plus, I just do different things for myself. A lot of his stuff is really good, though. Actually, all of his stuff is good. It's just that certain practice, like certain practices, are easier for me than others, and yeah. But I have actually no critiques for Ryan. Like he has like a really good system, and if you do like everything that he says, you're gonna get out of your body. Um, I want to guarantee that, but I'm sure that some people might not. But I think if you do like everything that he like genuinely, you do the things that he says, you do them correctly over a long enough period of time, you're likely gonna get out of your body. Luckily, I already had my own course before taking his course. Like I took some of his courses in the past, but I took like his newest course. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it right now. And it's like great. But I'm breaking up the fact that I was already leaving my body before this new course. I already had my own method. So when I did some of his practices, I would get out very quick. Might not be that quick for everybody, but I still think you're gonna get out at some point. Like the first few practices that I did in the beginning of his classes, I was getting out of my body. I'm like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? I doubt it's gonna happen like that for everybody. I highly doubt that. I know for a fact it's not gonna do that for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I already had experience and I knew it was going on also. Like at the same time I was learning his stuff, I was also doing my own research on city masters, um, how they viewed leaving the body and stuff like that. And I was seeing that part of the reason why I'm drawn to Ryan is because he's in those same conversations. He has that same wisdom. So I can literally see why he structured his course how he did, because he understands certain principles that I also understand. But I'm just applying different practices around those principles. But his course is still valid. So I just wanted to say that. But yeah, bro. Yeah, when you understand certain principles, you can start playing around with different practices. You can start playing around with different methods because you understand what they do and why they actually work. You don't just get told, dude, this is gonna work. You actually understand why it's gonna work, and why you should be doing things or not doing certain things, and when to do certain things versus when not to do them. This is late. I had to tune out for a meeting, but I went back to listen to your answer to my last question. This may be a lot to put on you on the spot, but would you Darius Rice construct is inside? Okay, I get what I get what you're trying to ask. Yeah, no, I talked about this before. You know what I'm saying? Um, I talked about this really in depth on Patreon. Well, I honestly really I talked about this in depth on Patreon though. How the construct is layered into the planes. So when speaking about the 12 realms, right? Those are 12 realms in the physical plane, but there's 12 planes. Gives you your answer right there. But if we're going to get a bit more literal, you can say that planes 1 through 5 are inside the construct, because in this construct, there's a field of information, plane number 4. There is a field of light, plane number 3. There's a field of ether that condenses energetic waves into physical particles, the etheric plane. Then there's the actual physical matter that manifests in the physical plane. That's all inside the construct. All space-time constructs. See what makes this one unique is that this one actually goes to the physical plane. Most other space-time constructs only go to plane number 3, where they have a field of information and they have a field of light, and people exist inside of light bodies. They're essentially living inside the astral plane, but we live in the physical plane. That's some like crazy shit. Good point. I was thinking about spirit signs that your boys showed exactly what to avoid. Facts, bro. That's why I like looking at quotes, bro. I like looking at quotes, and I still gotta finish that spirit signs video. I still gotta watch that shit, bro. He pissed me off with the last one, bro. Spirit signs was a weirdo. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga, I actually got mad inside this shit a little bit. Started calling him a bitch. I called him a bitch, all that kind of. I had to do all that. I had to do all that. I could have tried to. That shit pissed me off though. I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? That shit pissed me off. But I had to tap back into my zen and realize that I can't be acting like that. But yeah. Oh, and as far as inside and outside the omniverse, bro, all of creations inside the omniverse. When you leave the omniverse, you go back to source. Like you're not going to see things outside the omniverse because you're transcending visual things. That's part of creation. So whenever you see anybody talk about any aspect of creation, it exists inside the omniverse. The omniverse is the field of all creation. All creation is connected inside of one giant field. And even Ryan talks about this. And someone actually was like, "Yo, bro, I saw Ryan's interview and he says something that kind of felt like a diss to what you be talking about." I'm like, no, that's not a diss. Me and Ryan are actually pretty cool. He's just talking about things as being a field. Creation's like a giant field. And he said he doesn't really see them as planes in the sense that he doesn't see things layered on top of each other, which I mentioned to you guys. Because it's not like things are actually, although I talk about higher and lower, it's not really higher and lower. You could go down and end up going to a higher plane because they all surround each other. It's like a circle inside of a circle. The planes surround each other. It's not like they're actually stacked. You could just perceive them as being stacked, but they don't have to be stacked. So that's why Ryan didn't use the term of planes, because sometimes you think about planes, you see them being stacked, but that's just a framework to point to the actual truth. But it's a finger, not the actual truth, because although I mentioned 12 planes, You don't have to see them as planes. You don't have to see it as even being 12. You could just perceive three aspects of this giant field. So me, I talk about 12 aspects of the omniverse. You can perceive three aspects, four aspects, seven aspects, five aspects, whatever you want to do, that's cool. Every single framework can still be true depending on what you're trying to point at with that framework. But all creations inside the omniverse for sure. You know what I'm saying? The construct, all that's in the omniverse. Everything's inside the omniverse. The only thing that's not inside the omniverse is the source of all things. The omniverse is pretty much like the body of source. But I don't like saying I'm trying I'm trying to keep trying to get this water, but I keep wanting to talk. Nigga, yeah, I don't like saying the body though, because like once again, source is not a being, it's not a person. So like it doesn't have a body, but like that's like a metaphor, don't take that literally. Yeah. Yeah. You guys teachers are not the same material, both completely unique angles. A bunch of my homies and I know you on a completely different wave. Yeah, bro. And no wave is better. And yeah, no wave is better than the other. You know what I'm saying? Like his wave is great. My wave is great. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that I'm gonna start putting inside the course now, it's still different from Ryan's stuff, but you might see like, oh, like so like I might mention um detaching from the senses and different things to do for that. And you might see that, oh, when Ryan gave this practice, this was to detach from the senses. I might give a practice for entering hypnagogia, and you're like, oh, so the hypnagogia state is this. That's how you enter the hypnagogia state. So when Ryan gave me these practices, that was for the hypnagogia state. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yo, some people might see parallels there, but yeah, it's still gonna be different. Y'all know how I get. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I get. Yeah, I was wondering if he's going to talk about the players here in his course. I guess not. Yeah, he's not gonna. Nah. The way because especially for what he's trying to do right now, like with his abilities, like telekinesis and whatnot, he's leaning more on things being a field. You know what I'm saying? Which is how like a lot of ancient masters describe this like as like a field essentially. And certain abilities lean on that understanding. I made a Patreon video about how different frameworks of reality give you different experiences. Depending on how you see reality, this will give you different things that you can do inside that worldview. So if you view the world a certain kind of way, certain things become possible. And viewing things as, like a giant field, you know what I'm saying, and maintaining that perspective helps when it comes to certain abilities, including leaving the body. Because the way that there are certain things that I want to explain, but I'm just not going to because essentially this would be me telling you something that Ryan has said to me, and I'm not about to like teach y'all what he's taught me. But certain things that he said with this, it's like I mentioned this in a different kind of way. So for an example, I mentioned how, and one part I can't say because he said some of this stuff publicly. But one thing that I said before is how, when it comes to imagination, right? Imagination your imagination is a faculty of your mind, really a faculty of your soul that allows you to turn information into images. When you leave your body, you are perceiving information, but you're filtering it through your imagination, and now you're perceiving imagery. This doesn't mean that what you're seeing is fake. It just means that you're perceiving it through a visual lens. People hear imagination and think fake, but that's not what I'm trying to say. Because you don't even have to call it the imagination. I'm just using that term to make it more understandable, to make it a bit more grounded. But essentially, the astral plane is rendering information, is really a field rendering information in a visual way, and now you're seeing things. So when you see things as a field, you could communicate that idea. And Ryan talks about that, and he mentioned that inside of the interview about like how things get rendered into your experience. But I don't want to go deeper into that because some things will be exactly what he told me. And the way he described it was like really great, but I don't want to take what he told me. You know what I'm saying? But him viewing things more just like as like a giant field and whatnot, it helps when it comes to how he's trying to teach astral projection. And this is actually kind of new. When he first made his structure, he didn't even maybe should I even be telling y'all this? Now I'm kind of getting like a little bit like more personal. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say that like he like this is like a newer understanding for like even him. Like he always understood this, but like he had certain experiences through living his body that showed him more about like this field stuff. And it made him like be like, wait a minute, like do I got to change my whole course structure? He didn't have to because what he teaches still aligns with the field stuff, but he's leaning on that a bit more, you know? And you'll likely see some of that more in his content if he continues going down that road, which I think he will, based upon things that we talked about, you know? Hopefully I ain't shared too much. Ryan, yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna talk to bro. You know what I'm saying in a few days, so I'm gonna let him know that I said these things, and hopefully he's not mad at your boy. You know what I'm saying, yeah. All right. Um, if y'all got more questions, let me know. You know what I'm saying. If not, I'll just hop off. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, because this has been pretty long so far. I could keep. Oh shit. I could keep going if y'all want me to, but if y'all don't got no more questions, then I'm no longer of service. And I don't got to be here no more. You know. So yeah, I'll give y'all some time to think about some things you might want to ask before I head out, or just some things that you want to say or whatever the heck you feel me. But yeah, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. I'm not gonna lie. I think I want to ask y'all some things. I just don't. Cause I be thinking about things I want to ask my community, bro. I gotta think about more shit real quick, bro. Cause I be wanting to ask y'all certain shit. You feel me? Like, let me ask y'all this real quick. You know, like what's like some more content that you guys want to see on the YouTube? You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm gonna because I already asked Patreon what they want to see on Patreon. What y'all want to see on the YouTube? You know, like what kind of videos do y'all really like for real? And like for the ones that are in this live stream, how do y'all feel about like my current like how do y'all feel about the recent videos I've been uploading? You know, how y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about how much I've been uploading? Do y'all like when I drop 2 vids a day? I did 3 vids a day one day. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all like that? Or because I already made like I'm already made a poll, but I want to hear it from like y'all mouths through this chat real quick. Like how y'all like the recent content, how y'all like my upload frequency. Y'all want more videos, less videos? Do y'all like the PowerPoints? Do y'all like how that's been looking? You know what I'm saying? Like want to know all that. You feel me? It's making so much more sense. I'm even in Darius's group. I don't see contradictions at all. Appreciate the insights. I consider all you as mentors. Every time I go OBE, I'm getting more confirmation. That's amazing, bro. And it is great how you don't see any contradictions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, how you can see the unity behind all of it because a lot of people struggle with that. You know, a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of my fault. I'm seeing things on my phone and on here. The them point of view videos be hitting. LOL. I was already watching them, so your content makes it better. That's amazing, bet, bro. Yeah, them videos are fun as fuck, bro. Yo, niggas need to do more of these though, bro. And like, I don't like, bro. If I was, I might start doing reactions to, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Yo, reaction vids, bro. They're so easy, bro. They're super fun. You know what I'm saying? And when people fuck with you more, they gonna watch them shits, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you start getting paid from YouTube and shit like that, bro, it's like an easy way to make bread. And if like if your audience really fuck with you, bro, they really watching all them shits, bro. Guess what? You know what I'm saying? Like you just at that point you printing out money. You feel me? Um, especially like when they especially like since like if you're like a like if you have this character of like a teacher or a guide or whatnot, yeah, and this for all of y'all, bro. It's not just for X. This for everybody. Like for any of y'all want to get into YouTube and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like when you have this like this like character of like a teacher, educator, whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? People care about your perspective, you know what I'm saying? And people just care about you as a person. Point of view, every breaking demon in hell. Yeah, I see, bro. I had that shit in my react to, bro. I had that shit in my reaction playlist, bro. I'm gonna watch that one. But it's like, yeah, bro. I'm saying. But yeah, bro, niggas care about your perspective and shit like that. Niggas want to hear what you gotta say, bro. I had one nigga tell me to stop talking though. I'm like, why the fuck you watching my shit? Watch the original video then. What the hell? But if you think I'm talking, that's the point for me to talk a lot. You know, that's like if niggas wanted to see the original video, they would just watch the original video. Niggas want to hear you talk also. You feel me? So yeah, that shit's those are really fun. I love them point of view vids. Yo, I seen another bro. Like, if I didn't make like spiritual content like this, I would definitely do those point of view vids. I would do something that's just like pure comedy, like point of view of every nigga in the hood, or like point of view of every nigga in high school. But then I would do like point of view of like, you know what I'm saying, like every satanic leader, you know what I'm saying, point of view, all that shit, you know? And then I seen vids. I seen another vid, bro. This shit was hilarious, bro. This is kind of childish. For some of y'all gonna see my childish side. It was a video that was doing like a jujitsu kaisen joint, right? You know how like in JJK they be like, he's using a curse technique to do X, Y, and Z, whatever the fuck, right? Bro, this nigga was doing a video, and he's like, imagine like he's like, it's a fake scenario, like he's getting head, right? And he activates a curse technique to like reverse his curse energy to make him not bust a nut. You know what I'm saying? That part was already hilarious, right? But then the shorty at the end, she's like, "Oh, you thought that was gonna work? Domain expansion, malevolent throat." That shit sent me, and they really showed like the like a throat, like, and they had the hand symbols and like, bro, that shit was hilarious, bro. I would make content like that, bro, because those are like funny ass good. But I wouldn't like only be childish. I would be like, I'd be making new abilities, I like abilities that I have inside of my life right now. I would start making new abilities type shit. You feel me? Um, that's what the fuck I would do with this type of content, bro. Like that, like those types of videos are like fucking hilarious, bro. If I ain't do the content I do right now, I would be doing some shit like that. You feel me? Some would be childish as fuck. Some would be like some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Facts. I try to watch them all. The reaction vids be hilarious. I appreciate the content flow. I hope it's lucrative to drop as much as you do, brother. To be honest, I don't have much critique. More lives would be dope. Yeah, I want to do more lives also. Y'all gonna be seeing more live streams as well. More Discord events. You know what I'm saying? More of these live streams is gonna be lit for sure. I kind of just popped up on y'all for this one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have other because I know some people probably wanted to be here. Like, there's gonna be mad niggas who see this video and be like, "Oh my god, I wish I was there," bro. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know I was gonna go live. You know? So yeah, you feel me? But I'm gonna start like scheduling these though. Like, it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna go live at this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start doing that for sure. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah. I think we're approaching the end here. It seems like we're hitting that point where I might be hopping off this joint. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, the live isn't popping up on my phone though. I've been trying to get the live on my phone like this like whole entire time since the beginning, and this shit is not on here. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, all right. I'm a fan of the concept of the PowerPoint split. You're a machine. Haven't been able to keep up. LOL. Yeah, and that's one reason why I might slow down just a bit. Like, I ain't gonna do three vids every day. Not right now. I'm gonna do that at some other time. Not right now though. Like, I'm gonna do three vids like every 3 days type shit. You feel me? But I think the way that I really got to do this is like the way I gotta do it is like, maybe like two vids a day. When I see that like niggas is not like keeping up, I'ma just do like one vid. Like, for the past 2 days, I did like one vid a day. You know what I'm saying? So I think we gonna rock out like that. I think I'm gonna do it like that where Here's the live stream, bro. Oh, so it's 10 niggas watching right now. I thought the niggas was leaving this shit. Oh, so y'all still okay? I might have to ask y'all some more questions then. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was on like two niggas in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Finally found the fucking shit. But yeah, bro. I'm gonna do it like that. Some it's gonna be a lot some days, other days one vid. It's gonna be like 3 YouTube shorts a day though. Them YouTube shorts, bro. Them shits. I was sleeping on them shits. I ain't gonna lie, cause them shits will get like 1K views real quick. You feel me? Granted, 1K views as shorts is not the same as 1K views on like a regular video, but I do peep that I do get subscribers from the shorts. I peep my analytics. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. But yeah, I just you know what I'm saying. I just be thinking about like what more I could do sometimes. You know. I be wanting to. Sometimes I don't got to. Sometimes the more shit I got to do is just do shit for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes I don't got to do as much shit here. I got to do shit in here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, before I head out, I asked y'all one more time: is there like any specific kind of videos that y'all want to see, or nah? I'll let like 5 more minutes pass and now then I'm gonna head out of here unless someone else asks like another question or something like that. This was fun though. We're gonna do more of these for sure, bro. I'll fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And my people, you feel me? Um, it's gonna be lit. See, I got shit posting right now. Yeah, I just post. I be having my shits on automatic. You feel me? My shit's on the timer, bro. I be having videos upload. I forgot I even had a video uploading that day. I accidentally uploaded fucking 2 Instagram reels at the same time yesterday. That shit cooked my shit. I ain't gonna lie. That shit cooked me, but it's all good. Yeah, let me see. It's been like 1 minute. I let 4 more minutes rock. If y'all don't have any more questions or content ideas, you know what I'm saying? I dig mysticism kind of content. Yeah, it was chill. I bet. Mysticism shit? I bet. Do you do you mean like reacting to mysticism? Do you mean talking about mystical experiences, talking about magical things, or watching magical things, or all of that? Definitely would love to see more of those satanic turned Christian type stuff. You like that? I bet. Okay, bet. I ain't think niggas fuck with that shit, bro. Cause like in my head, I be thinking that like niggas like I think some niggas would like it more if they didn't become a Christian. But because they became a Christian, they're like, oh, like this shit might be fake, or like, oh, like, I just don't want to hear this person talking, whatever the hell. But the fact that you like them, okay, bet I'll consider that then. I'll definitely spend more time um reacting to those then, because I do enjoy those videos, you know. Of course, some of them might be fake, you know, but I don't give a fuck. It's just really entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And shit like and the shit they talk about is possible to happen, even if it didn't happen today. You feel me? But no, I think some of that should be real though, for sure. You know what I'm saying? For sure. For sure. I bet 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. When I start doing live shit, I might start playing music in this bitch, like my own shit. Yeah, I was about to play some shit just now, but I was scared to get copyrighted. But then I remembered. Wait a minute, nigga. My boy made the beat, nigga. I'm the rapper. Fuck is we talking about? So we gonna end this. We gonna end this stream with one of my songs called Japan Life. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do that. Hey,
past life in Japan was fighting spirits every day, you know. We never ran.
Spiritual warfare, you know, that was the plan to undermine the opposition like we split in the dam. My energy, it felt like the ocean. The Nagara Kanji was using water for potions. They kill it swift, kill it smooth, like your skin with some lotion. She blast from my hand, we didn't have guns for toting. I'm moving silent at night, using sigils, nigga. Yeah, you know that's just how we fight. Balancing my life for so my body get right. And I was cool with the tequila, nigga. We really tight, and they'll kill you out of spite. I'm locking in with the shinobi when it's time for the war. I'll send a nine-tailed fox under the mask of a horse. She'll drain your life force, do it clean it, don't leave no more. And then she bring it back to me when she enter my door. It's energy warfare where you mess with I'm ye, some sorcery that'll cripple niggas right to their knees. He's saying please in the underworld, and I hold the keys that can extend your life like you're signing the lease. I'll take it to the judge, my nigga. Now start saying your plea and relive a new life where you doing good deeds. Everybody saying that karma's a bitch and she a bad one who weave your life just with a stitch. I got a hitch that these niggas hating. Yeah, they just pissed, but it's okay cause I'll expel these niggas just with a wish. I'll do a spell that will send their ass right back to hell, and I tell if you on bullshit just off the smell. All my gifts been activating, getting real strong. Back in Japan, we was cursing niggas just with a song. These niggas pawns who getting cut like the grass in the lawn, and now we going for the king, so everybody gon' fall. Hey. My past life in Japan was fighting spirits every day, you know. We never ran. Spiritual warfare, you know. That was the plan to undermine the opposition like we split in the dam. My past life in Japan was fighting spirits every day, you know. We never ran. Spiritual warfare, you know. That was the plan to undermine the opposition like we split in the dam. My past life in Japan was fighting spirits every day, you know. We never ran. Spiritual warfare, you know. That was the plan to undermine the opposition like we split in the dam. Shout out my boy SLD for the beat. Supreme Luke Digger. Supreme Luke Digger. Shout out my boy Supreme. Yeah, that's Japan life. You know what I'm saying? My past life in Japan was fighting spirits every day, you know. We never ran. Yeah. Your breather is on point. I could tell you've been practicing. Yeah, that shit old as hell too, bro. Like now, I'm actually way colder. You know what I'm saying? I'm way colder now. You feel me? I ain't rap on no shit in the grip though. My boy gotta send me some more beats. You know what I'm saying? If any of y'all got some beats out there, want me to rap on that shit, send that shit my way. You feel me? Granted though, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna rap on that shit actually is, but my shits is colder now though. Like when I do rap, cold with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some reaction videos to some channelers or spiritual content creators because some of those people are hard to see if they're in full alignment. Okay, yeah, that's kind of why I avoided them, nigga. Okay. Like Bashar and shit like that. If I watch Bashar, bro, I'm gonna be crunching in that bitch the whole time, bro. Like I got niggas who watch me and who fuck with Bashar, so I don't be trying to like step on niggas' toes and shit like that, bro. But bro, Bashar though, I'm not watching Bashar. I mean, I watch him for y'all though. You know what I'm saying? I watch it like y'all niggas want to see it. I'll watch it. You hear me? You hear me? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, yeah. I'll check out the channelers, see what they got to talk about. Yeah. Also, Dot, I remember you saying you made music just for y'all. I'd love to hear some of those. Can feel my mind good things. Yeah, that's yeah. I appreciate that you love it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. I made music for the simple fact that I was tired of having other niggas in my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh hell no. If it's gonna be a nigga in my head, it has to be me. Fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Literally the only reason why I made music. I'll release it though. You know what I'm saying? I'll release it at some point though. You know what I'm saying? Um, I have no release dates for niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go because I recorded this shit like on my fucking back. I didn't even. All the songs I made were not on this microphone. I got a new microphone now. Back then, I had the fucking headset with this shit with the microphone on it. Y'all know how the fuck I came up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real life. You know, like real life shit. You know what I'm saying? So the quality is not that good. I'm gonna go to an actual studio and re-record those Jones. You feel me? Some shit gonna have a music video for sure though. Some shit though, I ain't gonna lie though. Something I thought about, bro. I'm gonna make music videos to other niggas' songs, bro. Cause it's like there's no way, like, bro, I hear certain songs, I'm like, yo, bro, why is there no video to this? Like, nigga, I would make the hardest video to this song. But also, I thought that was kind of corny. So the way I'm gonna finesse it is that I'm gonna start making like montages to niggas' songs. Like I'm like I might like have different kinds of clothes on. I'm on like some fashion shit. Or when I get really good with telekinesis, this gonna be like some real future shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start having montages of doing telekinesis. But like I might also like include myself in the video. Like, let's say there's a part of the song where like it's a cool little like, hey, dab, like you dab to that bitch, right? You might see me extinguish the flame, then I dab on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Then I dab on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm a finesse it like that. Or like them Nuapians. Nuapians. Yeah, them niggas. Them niggas. Them niggas. Them niggas. Oh my god, bro. You want me to watch some Nuapians, my nigga? You want me to watch them niggas? Them niggas said, bro, if you want to run up the reaction videos, you want to torture yourself for us. Okay. All right. I think that's a good idea, actually. Nuwapians, these motherfuckers. Ain't the Nuwapians that's like that Dr. York shit, right? Oh, you're a fan of Bashar? I'm sorry, bro. This is what I mean, bro. This is what I mean, bro. I don't like Bashar. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm not mad if other people do, though. You know? Like I'm not gonna say you can't watch Bashar. What type of bullshit is that? You know what I'm saying? You can only watch me and nigga that I and people that I like. No, the hell, watch whoever the fuck you want to. As long as it's helping you genuinely, do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me look up Nuwapian meditation music. Oh, so these motherfuckers started the whole thing. Cult leader thinks he got away until 11-year-olds was his dark secret. Oh yeah, we're gonna watch that. Ooh, I'm sorry for that. That might have been disgusting, but some might say birth for confirmation. One of the strangest quotes out there, Dr. Love and the Nuwapians. All right. Cult leader's horrific child abuse inside pyramids exposed. Oh, yeah, because he did build like his own shit, right? I think that part's hard. Building his own shit, that's hard. But what he might have done, I'm saying might because I don't know his story. I heard about his allegations. You feel me? But since I don't know what it really is, I'm not gonna act like I can't immediately say that he did what they said that he did. I gotta see the evidence. You know what I'm saying? This is a serious allegation. That's the same grace I gave Spirit Science. Once it was confirmed that Spirit Science did what that lady said that he did, niggas, I turned up on him. You know what I'm saying? I turned up on that nigga. You feel me? Yeah, bro, I'm playing. Bro, you want to debate if you that- just because they want to debate just because a nigga want to debate don't mean that I'm gonna debate though. Give a fuck if they call me out for a debate. Nah, I think that's actually a good idea though, bro. To be honest, like I actually want to watch that. Like, I want to watch one of these videos about Nuwapians because, like I said, I know about them a little bit. I know it's some bullshit, but I don't know like the history of their rise and their fall and whatnot. I kind of want to know about it. You know what I'm saying? Watching Dot debate Nuwapian would be live, no cap. Yeah, bro. I mean, that shit not like I will not lie. That shit will be entertaining, but I made a promise to myself that I am not gonna do any debates. Even when I know that I'm 100% right and I can easily prove that I'm 100% right, I'm not doing no debates. The closest thing I'm gonna get to a debate is I might call out certain things that I don't agree with, but I'm not debating for the simple, especially when it comes to this field, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck what niggas believe, to be honest, bro. Like, I care and I don't care. I want people to align with truth. I want people to align with what benefits them. I want people to do what's best for them. But if they don't want that for themselves and I can't change that, I'm not gonna try to change that, bro. In most debates, niggas not trying to really hear you out and actually, and even if I knew that somebody was like a sincere debater, I'm still not doing that shit, bro. Because I'm not against nobody. The thing is, I might partially believe what you're saying. I just don't like how you said it. I might like because the thing is, a lot of people get looped into quotes because there's something there that could have been possibly true. And nigga, you trying to debate me? I'm trying to agree with you. I'm trying to say, oh, I like what you said there, but I like it only for this, not for that. You're like, oh no, it has to be for that. Okay, that's what you think. I don't like it there. If you like it there, that's cool, but I like it over here. You're not about to convince me. I'm not going to convince you. You got free will. You know what I'm saying? That's why I probably because like I've gotten into a lot of debates in real life, and like me and my friends will have like dumb debates. Like well, one time when I was playing pool with my friends, we were debating if like a physicist would be better at pool versus somebody who actually like just played pool all their life. Now, I believe that someone that just played pool all their life, they're gonna probably be better. But I still said a physicist just to troll my friends. And I'm really arguing inside that bitch. And like niggas really getting heated. Like no one's actually mad. We don't give a fuck. But like, we're like, no, nigga, it's this because of this. No, it's that because of that. You know what I'm saying? But I call it like that's like some funny, playful shit. At like because we started saying bullshit, knowing that we saying bullshit. We like, no, because the physicists, bro, the way their mind work, they understand the hypotenuse of the situation. They gonna put the stick at 32 degrees, and when they hit that bitch, it's gonna be like they gonna win. They gonna know the balance of, like I actually said some bullshit. I think I said something like they gonna understand like the balance of the room and like position themselves inside the room properly to get like the proper angle or some bull. I said some bullshit like that. Niggas know I'm saying bullshit. But that's the point. That's the only way I do debates with niggas, when it's like some funny bullshit like that, when I don't actually give a fuck. Like, if I know some shit is true, bro, I'm not about to argue with you. I'm gonna make a video about why this shit is true, why I don't believe what someone else believes, and whatever happens after that, niggas could beef with themselves. They could do exposed videos. Genie dot exposed. Genie dot said this. Genie dot did that. I'm gonna react to that shit. I'm gonna laugh at that shit, and I'm gonna make some money off of that shit. I'm gonna get some clout off of that shit. I'm gonna benefit off of that shit, but I'm not gonna debate you. Niggas gonna be making me money. You know what I'm saying? If niggas get that mad, they could make me some money. You know what I'm saying? Now I got hella Nuwapians on me. You know what I'm saying? Just because Nuwapians hate me, don't change that. Don't mean that just because Nuwapians hate me, that doesn't mean that that my real niggas hate me. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck? Fair enough. Yeah, give everybody grace to do, but when they involve kids or code type stuff, I'm not, yeah. We don't fuck with that shit, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. But for that, I wouldn't debate. If someone believe in like some weird, like it's okay to do some weird shit with children, I wouldn't debate them because they're already far gone. Debating them is not gonna help. We're just gonna put them in jail, you know? Um, But with those people do deserve grace in the sense that, like, I ain't gonna lie, like this is something that I believe, but I do I always practice this belief? No. I believe that those who deserve a certain sense of grace as well, but their grace is not the same as like the grace of somebody who just makes like a minor traffic violation. Like, no. If you're like a pedo, you're gonna go to jail for life. I just won't unalive you, you know? Like, I might want to unalive you, but I probably shouldn't do that, but you will go to jail for life. That's the grace that I'll give you. I believe that you deserve to be unalive, but instead you just gonna go to jail for life. And while in jail, we might even get you like a therapist, like a spiritual master, you know? If I was 100% sure, if I was 100% certain that a person could talk to a spiritual master, work with them, and then come out be a different person and like never be a pedo again, I would just have them do that. To be honest, although like I might be mad and want to unalive them, I know that the better thing to do is to have them go to the spiritual master and then they come out a different person and they never do that shit again. You know, I don't always practice that mindset though. I be getting mad as fuck at niggas. I ain't gonna lie. I be getting tight, bro. You feel me? Certain shit I practice, certain shit, you know what I'm saying? I practice it to a certain extent. Then other extents when certain shit gets involved, certain shit might send me, you know? Yeah. But yeah. That's I would never debate nobody. But all right, yeah. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard the song. That was my end. That was my ending. I don't think we have any more questions here. So yeah. Nigga, hold the fuck up. You can put polls inside. You can start Q&As and shit inside this bitch. Yo, these live streams are about to be lit. I could put a poll inside the chat, my nigga, and start a Q&A inside. Okay, yeah, we gonna get lit. All right, I'm gonna end this stream right here. I love you. I'm gonna catch you. Huh. Peace. Yeah.